Yo, Bradley. Bradley? Bradley? Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, man, what's happening?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Aren't you?
it's 8:30. I'm sorry. I try not to sleep on the job. I'm just really tired.
Yeah,
how you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Don't you have like the Smash Bros thing coming up?
Yeah, I do. Here it is. Genesis 6.
Well,
one of the biggest
folder.
Oh yeah, well yeah. When I plan my trips, I put them in this folder.
Nice.
Thank you. It's the biggest Smash tournament besides probably Evo, and I registered for it because I knew that when I started this journey that this was a tournament I would have to go to, and I registered for it months ago.
Okay.
Now I don't feel ready. I'm working on this video and it's not done, and I've been trying to work on it, and I wanted to get it done before I had to leave, and it's not done. And then I have to work on...
The workload never stops, man.
I know. I'm sorry I had to catch me sleeping. Yeah, I have to do a lot of stuff, and maybe I didn't make the best use of my time, but I'm trying. But then I haven't played Smash in weeks.
What?
Well, like, maybe a match here or there, but not frequently, not on a competitive level. And then Piranha Plant came out, and then I don't know what to do against Piranha Plant. I haven't played Piranha Plant yet.
Do you think anybody in a tournament would be using Piranha Plant this early?
Oh yeah. I think we're gonna see a couple of Piranha Plants. There's 2,000 people here. I think.
Okay, true. Fair enough.
Yeah. Thank you for waking me up.
No problem.
I'm not ready for this tournament though. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna compete. I am.
When is it?
3 hours.
What? How?
I know.
What are you gonna do?
Figure it out.
Hello, humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to another episode of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Road to Sakurai! Last time on this series, I said... I need to practice some other strategies, and more importantly, I need to practice playing the game at all. And I think the next big step for me is to begin playing as some other characters just as often as I've been playing as Yoshi. After all, I do have other main characters for a reason.
I'm gonna practice, and I think the next big step for me is to start using a character besides just Yoshi. I have other mains, so I'm gonna make videos about that next.
Yeah, well, that didn't exactly happen. In fact, a lot of stuff that was supposed to happen between my previous tourney and now didn't happen. I'm gonna go over what was supposed to happen, but if you'd rather just watch the rest of this tourney-based episode, then please jump to the following timestamp of this video. Okay, good? Here we go! Between the last episode and now, I wanted to create at least one gameplay-focused episode that would have shown me practicing in training mode or something. That didn't happen. Seeing as I've primarily been using Yoshi up to this point, I wanted to create an episode that focused solely on the Ice Climbers and or Little Mac, my other mains. That didn't happen. I'd finally unlocked all the remaining fighters in the game. I actually considered making an episode just about this topic alone. That didn't happen. I played the game a bit in the game's online modes. I played a few friend rooms, or battle arenas as they're called, and many clips from these matches have been used in the intro to the series. I considered just making an episode about friend rooms and battle arenas in general. That didn't happen. While playing the game's online modes, I got Yoshi and Little Mac into Elite Smash. I then considered making an episode about Elite Smash. That didn't happen. Notably, I didn't get my other main, the Ice Climbers, into Elite Smash. I wanted to make a video about that. That didn't happen. Piranha Plant was released as a fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I wanted to make an episode in which I solely discussed this new character and showcased his, or her, I don't really know the gender of this plant's, moveset. That didn't happen. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was also updated to version 2.0 between the last episode and now. This update included various tweaks to the game that affected quite a few different characters. I wanted to create a video that discussed how major these changes were and if they impacted me. That didn't happen. I initially planned to create 3 Road to Sakurai videos between the previous episode and now. That didn't happen. At this point, I just wanted to create at least one video between the previous episode and now that wasn't tourney focused. That didn't happen. And the main reason that none of this happened was mainly because I was preoccupied with work and my spare time was spent editing my 2019 plans video for my channel. Seeing as the latter video was more time sensitive and was already late to its deadline, I prioritized that video before I worked on anything else. And then my next tournament, Genesis 6, rolled around. And so I figured that I have to make a video regarding this event sooner rather than later, or else everything that I mentioned in this video will immediately become irrelevant and obsolete. But I haven't registered for any other tourneys yet, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to create some more regular videos for a bit before I resume competing. But speaking of competing, let's discuss the topic at hand. Genesis 6. In some of my previous Road to Sakurai videos, I showcased a few manila envelopes that contained several bits of information regarding tourneys that I planned to attend. I had 3 manila envelopes, each holding plans for a different tourney. I put these envelopes together before this Road to Sakurai series even began. The first manila envelope held information regarding my first Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tourney that I ever attended, which was up in Modesto, California. The second envelope contained information regarding SoCal Chronicles, which was held in La Mirada, California. The third envelope held information regarding Genesis 6, a tourney that took place in Oakland, California. And Genesis 6 is the focus of today's episode. From the get-go, I knew that I wanted to attend Genesis 6. For those that don't know, Genesis is one of, if not the, biggest Super Smash Bros. Tournament events. And considering the fact that this Genesis event was the first one to occur after the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, that would then mean that this would be considered the biggest Smash Ultimate tournament thus far. If I really wanted to take this game seriously, which I do, then attending Genesis 6 is a must. Regardless of my previous results or my lack of time to practice, I knew that I had to compete in this tournament, and I knew that I'd regret my decision if I chose not to. This event had over 2,000 registered players, and these competitors traveled from all over the world. And seeing as I live in California, it would be even more foolish for me not to attend because it's easier for me to go. Genesis 6 is the type of event where a player can make a name for himself or herself. You don't even necessarily have to make it into the top 8 of the tournament. Of course, if you do make it into the top 8, then you'll definitely make a name for yourself. But in reality, if you just win at least a couple matches, then you're bound to become a recognized player in some fashion. So, I attended Genesis 6 with the hope that I could at least win one round. Given my previous tournament results, I figured that that'd be possible. And so, despite my lack of practice and my rough schedule, I decided to attend the event and hope for the best. As I previously stated, Genesis 6 took place in Oakland, California, which is not a foreign area to me. I even showcased this area a bit when I attended a previous Smash Ultimate competition. So my travel plans were essentially the same as that time, minus a few extra steps. I traveled to Oakland via the Megabus from Los Angeles Union Station at 11 p.m. on January 31st. The tourney took place the following day, February 1st, and after an 8-hour bus ride to the city, I would arrive in Oakland on February 1st at around 7 a.m. And that would be right around the time when Genesis 6 would begin. Granted, I wound up arriving before the venue officially opened, so I had to wait around for a little bit before I could actually explore the place. Fortunately, I was able to find a few other Smash players that were also waiting, and because the Nintendo Switch is a portable system, I was able to play a few practice rounds in the meantime. About an hour or so later, Genesis 6 opened up. Alright.
Thank you.
I'm vlogging if you don't mind. What's this about?
This is about the Piranha Plant coming into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Alright. And what's this one about?
This one is because he can't compete. My Piranha is taking up commentary as a gig at Genesis. He's going to do fantastic work on the mic. I'm really looking forward to it.
Piranha Plant can't compete. I didn't actually know that till just now.
Yeah, because he came out in the patch this week, and they're running the older version of the patch.
I thought the rule was 48 hours or something like that.
Oh, no, it was if it wasn't out by the 18th.
Interesting.
Bring back
Yeah.
Piranha Plant.
All right.
Bring back Piranha Plant.
Well, for the sake of my vlog, you mind if I get in the middle real quick?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Alright. What does Piranha Plant think of a Yoshi hat?
He thinks they're very delicious. He doesn't like the shoes, but other than that, fantastic.
I can dig it. Alright, thanks a bunch, guys.
Considering the fact that Genesis 6 had 2,000 registered players for Smash Ultimate alone, it's no surprise that the venue would be large for such an event. Thus far, this is the biggest venue that I've attended for a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate competition. Because my match times were scheduled in the afternoon, I had quite a bit of time to practice and wander around. Before I played my matches, I noticed something interesting about my tournament bracket. I was one of 2 players in my pool that was required to play an additional round. Of course, the other player that was required to do so was my opponent for that match. On top of that, the victorious player would then be placed to battle against Ally, a well-known fierce Snake player. While I played against a fair share of Smash players in my time, I've never played against a high-ranking Smash Ultimate player prior to this point. As such, I figured that if I were able to play against him, he, and perhaps a few others, might remember me as a competitive Smash player. And if top performing players recognize my Smash skills, then I might become one step closer to one day meeting Masahiro Sakurai, which as a reminder is the main point of the series. Now, if I were to defeat Ally, that'd be a whole different story. People would have to remember me then. But all I'd have to do is win my first round of matches so that I can gain the opportunity to battle against Ally. So that was my goal, at least make it past round 1 so that I could face off against Ally in round 2. And soon enough, my matches began. Yeah, I didn't win my round 1 matches. My first opponent, who went by the name of Dismiss, played an aggressive Wolf. I just didn't quite know what to do against him. Combine that with the fact that I self-destructed once and had a few improper attack inputs, and you've got yourself a disappointing result. Still, Dismiss held his ground in each match, so even without my own mistakes, I strongly believe that he would have been victorious anyway. But that means that I was unable to face Ally, as I immediately was knocked into the loser's bracket. Either way, thank you for the matches, Dismiss. For my second match, my opponent went by the name of Snarky. Per request, I was asked not to record these matches. As a result, I will be substituting in random gameplay instead. I played as Yoshi in each match, and all of our matches took place on Pokemon Stadium 2 and Battlefield. Snarky also played Yoshi, and as I've expressed in previous videos, I'm not a big fan of playing Yoshi Ditto matches. And in this scenario, I kid you not, we were practically doing the same thing as each other for the entirety of each match. If one Yoshi threw an egg, then so did the other. If one Yoshi was using aerial moves, then so did the other. If one Yoshi was running around, then so was the other. On the one hand, I suppose that these matches made me feel a bit more confident about my playstyle as Yoshi, since we were doing the exact same things. But on the other hand, I didn't quite know how to counter anything. Each match was close. I won the first match, but Snarky won the following 2 matches. And I kid you not, our last match actually ended with both of us using a ground pound at the same time, both of us hitting each other, flying to the ceiling, and with myself dying first. And so I was knocked out of the tournament. And of course, thank you for the matches, Snarky. Snarky and Dismiss went on to win quite a few more matches, so I don't feel as bad losing to them, seeing as they were definitely competent players with their characters. But as for me, these were my worst tourney results ever. I've never gone 0-2 on a tourney before, even back when I temporarily competed in Smash Wii U. But to be fair, I had hardly prepared for Genesis 6 anyway, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't really see this type of thing coming. For better or for worse, I don't have any major scheduled tournaments anytime soon. So to me, the most logical step going forward is to just keep practicing. I may have ranked better at previous tourneys, but just because I ranked well once doesn't mean that I'll rank well every time. But I think that the same is true of the opposite as well. Just because I get knocked out immediately at one tourney doesn't mean that I'll get knocked out immediately at every tourney, you know? I can improve. And that's what I plan to do. So, for the time being, I'm gonna practice. I want to meet Masahiro Sakurai, and I'm not giving up on that dream just yet. And hey, now that I have a bit more time available to me, maybe I'll actually go back and create one of those Smash videos that I said I wanted to create earlier. I don't know, we'll see. It was only a matter of time before I got wrecked at a tournament. I think it just stings a bit more because I didn't really do anything to try and prevent this type of thing from happening. Top that off with the fact that the previous tourney I attended, SoCal Chronicles, had similar results, and you've got yourself a guy with a high mountain to climb. But I do want to climb this mountain. And I guess it makes the most sense to start climbing a mountain from the bottom. Maybe one day I'll get near the top. For now, that wraps with this episode of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Road to Sakurai, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. Before Smash Ultimate even came out, I made plans as to which tourneys I wanted to attend, and I attended all the ones I wanted to attend, and then some. And you know, it was only a matter of time before I didn't perform that great. It was only a matter of time before I got completely bopped. And with this tourney in particular, I was kind of ready for it. So now the next step is to look at everything I've done so far and see how I can improve going forward. And seeing as this is the last tourney that I had planned, I'm not in a rush for anything else. So yeah, final words, not my best tourney, not my best results, kind of saw it coming. Here's hoping I can do better next time. But for now, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all